But how's your guys' week's been going? Counting down the days to May 14th, huh?
Yeah,
I can't wait, man.
I
I'm
can't
stoked. Get all those weirdos off Mistfall, you know?
wait. I
Have you
actually tried the
have you
game and
played?
yeah, I played like 30, 50 hours to
Okay.
give it a good taste of the game, and yeah, there's so much I dislike about this. A good potential, good PvP, but it's too fast in my opinion. Like,
Okay.
most game lasts like 6 minutes, and you don't even have time to loot anybody. You have
Oh,
to kill them.
6 minutes is not a lot of time. Does it kind of feel, I don't know if you played Dungeonborn, but does it feel kind of similar to that? Like really fast TTK and
Uh, uh, no, faster. Like, it takes like
faster?
1 second to kill someone.
Holy goodness. Okay.
Yeah, especially a rogue can legit one tap someone.
Oh, that's disgusting. Well, I mean, games like that, they're filling a niche. Like it's interesting to see like a Souls like game come into the extraction genre, right? Um, that's the one thing when I look at Mistfall, I see Souls like. I personally am like I'm already not the biggest fan of the third person camera. It works for me in Legacy because I'm okay with it, but I'm more of an FPS gamer, so it kind of just like, Souls like PvPvE. I'm alright.
Everyone says it's like Dark Soul, but I never played that game.
It just like very aesthetically looks very much like Dark Souls. A lot of the parrying
Oh,
tech and stuff like that, very Dark Souls esque. If you look at like the way that the characters attack and stuff, it's very Souls like. Um, I've played like Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 2, the original Dark Souls, um, Elden Ring, and that's pretty much my pedigree for Souls like games. I guess if
yeah. See
you
that, see that game all the time on
what Elden Ring,
videos and stuff.
mm-hmm. Me and one of my other buddies, we do Elden Ring PvP every once in a while, and it's fun. But you have to have like sweaty nerd amounts of time to get your character built, and then you're ready to play PvP. You know what I mean? You can't just kind of like rock and roll. It takes
No
investment.
naked warriors.
No naked warrior, you're gonna get clapped up. Unless I guess
Yeah.
yeah, you're not gonna make it work unless you're a legitimate god. But there's so much like stuff that if you even get tagged, like the hitboxes in Souls like games, especially Elden Ring PvP, they're so like forgiving sometimes. Like you'll iframe roll out of something, and like a little splatter of a like art, like a magic ability will still hit you for like half your health, and you're like, okay. Like sure. Or you'll get the hit sound on someone and they won't take any damage. You're like, sure. Like that makes sense. Are you ready, Mr. Merm?
I am ready.
Okie doke.
Y'all ready?
Ready to start?
All right, all right, all right. All right. Welcome to Goldbrook Tavern, a Legacy Steel and Sorcery podcast. This is episode number 6. So we are, I think, 7 weeks deep now. So today we do have another special guest on this episode. We have down here Kawas. And Kawas, tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been playing the game, and what's your plans for what comes next, brother?
Oh, alright. I've been playing the game since like day 4. It took me a little bit of convincing, watching streamers and such, and actually watched Firebox play, and yeah, I really got into the game. And yeah, even then it took me like 2 refunds to get into the game.
Oh wow.
And then yeah, because I was getting frustrated or I was like new and didn't know how to fight and such. So pretty much gave up. And then I came back, I saw some streamer fight and then just replicate what they were doing. And yeah, that's I've been playing since 700 hours strong.
Ooh. Now you say day 4, is that day 4 of EA? Like early access? Or is that
Yeah, early access. Yeah,
okay.
I
Damn.
didn't play I didn't play any playtest before or anything. Everything was new to me, so
Okay.
I
Cool
learned the
beans.
hard way.
Yeah. I mean we're both we probably all started around the same time. But I think we started on the 16th or 17th. It came out on the 12th of February. And I was telling Merm, like, yo, we got to try this game, bro. Get on this game, bro. Buy this game. Play with me. I got no one to play with.
Yeah, it's just so fun.
This game is definitely better with friends. And the thing I love about the community so far is that you can pretty quickly. Sorry, my kiddo is going to be running around. You might hear it from time to time. You can pretty quickly find like groups to play with, which is really nice. The Discord's really cool for that. There's a lot of memes and shit talk back and forth, but for the most part, everybody's super friendly. Like even when you're like in game shitting down my throat, like the engagement, the social engagement is still fun and light. You know what I mean? So I remember, what was it, 2 or 3 weekends ago? We were playing in the death match, and you were naked with a helmet and a death ball. And you smacked me up like in 2 seconds. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I was like, that's disgusting, bro. And you're like, oh, yeah, I just showed up broken it. I was like, oh, it's Kawa. What's up, man? Like, you know what I mean? It's just super funny to see it happen. But I just love the community so far in this game. So I hope that on the 14th, when this new season comes out, season 1, right? Because we're in season 0 technically right now. I hope the community can just thrive with that really friendly social environment. So,
Yeah, I really hope so. Definitely not gonna be as friendly as I am right now, but
for sure, yeah.
yeah, but I sure hope the game grows in community numbers.
I mean, everybody's got to get it when we're all at the bottom. You know what I mean? There's no I'm in blue gear and you're at white. It's like we're all at white gear, homie. You know what I mean? Like I gotta get that stash up, dude.
No, but I'll be killing Mortog all day on day 1.
Yeah, you and strength checks just double warrior, take it down Morthog.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, Bree?
Hey, Bree, what's up?
How you doing?
Go ahead, Marv.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, bro, you're killing me right now. Okay.
Doing good, Bree. Doing good.
Briefly, I don't know if you watched the Meet the Devs. This is a side note. Because you're such a Morthog fiend, right? Because I know you're always up in that pit. It kind of looked like in Night Greenwood they were messing around with like an extra exit. If you looked when he was doing the panning for the Meet the Devs, there was like an extra moonlight ray in like the back left corner of Morthog pit. And I'm wondering if that's going to be a secondary exit. He didn't really spend a lot of time in the pit itself. So I'm wondering if they're cooking something up. What's your opinion of what they need to do to make Morthog, the exiting Morthog pit, not feel like actual ass cheeks? Because right now it feels terrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like the place that you just indicated feels like another entrance, and they can easily connect that because there's another entrance by that side, and they can just connect that over there.
Yeah.
And yeah, add another entrance, so that would already avoid so much camping. Because once you're getting camped by that entrance, it's pretty much dead. There's no blocking thing.
Especially if it's like double hunter priest or something cancerous like that with a bunch of CC, it's like, good luck getting up that. Even as warrior, you guys will get clowned up. You know what I mean?
With fires and everything.
Yeah.
Birds. These are worse enemies.
I think honestly, 3 exits would be perfect for Morthog kit or Morthog pit.
Yeah, and leave the choice of that squad that just killed the Morthog to open a door. Like they choose the safe.
So you're saying
for like 1 minute?
I got you.
For like 1 minute, they can choose a door to open to escape.
Okay.
And then after the minute, everything is open.
I actually like that. Yeah, that's a good point. Because if you want to just say balls to the walls, fuck it, we're running it down mid. You know what I mean? You can open up them big doors and just be like, I'm coming,
most
boy.
of the time you don't have time to escape. With your loot, you just work hard for.
You're literally like on the bag. Morthog's body disappears, and you see 2 glints right up top of the freaking.
Exactly.
You know, you're like, oh shit.
And you're so helpless down there. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah,
they're throwing seeds down. Can't do anything.
What do you think about like say Morthok dies, right? And this is maybe a little ambitious, right? Because I don't know how the engine would handle this, but Morthok dies, his body falls, and so do these like pieces of rock from the ceiling because of like the weight of his body falling, and it creates like LOS, like basically pieces of cover in the Morthok pit. So if you are getting camped by like hunters, you have pieces to bound around to. And if they do jump in and fight you, you can like LOS a warrior, or like you can, you just have LOS pieces to work with instead of it just being a giant kiddie pool. I've always thought about something like that too. That could be kind of cool.
I actually really like the idea
Yeah.
because when he dies, he can like with his weight and like he scream to his death. The
Mm-hmm.
equal sound he makes would like crumble. How you say it? Make the rock formation on top fall.
Yeah, yeah. I think that would just be like a
And like
cool flavor
and trade
piece.
covers, yeah.
Yeah, and game technique or game mechanics wise, it would just add more flexibility to fights in Morthog Pit. Maybe it wouldn't feel so bad. But I will say, fighting in you know, the fight clubs in the Morthog Pit is lit. It's really fun,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
What's up, Krizak? How
I
you
don't
doing,
know if
man?
they fixed it yet, but you can't grapple anything in the Mortog pit or spear anything. I don't know if they fixed that.
Oh, really?
Was a thing. Yeah.
Oh, that's unlucky. Yeah, that might have been a
Yeah, that was
I
even
haven't
the
noticed
worst
it.
part of being a warrior in that pit.
Right, because you're like, dude, I just need you to like get close to me, because it's
Yeah.
really, really big. Yeah. All right. I just wanted to kind of get your 2 cents on that, because those are some good ideas. I think the opening the door by choice, I think, is cool. I fuck with that, because
Yeah.
that would
And
add
it doesn't
extra.
have to be that long. It could be like 20 seconds. You grab the loot really quick, you share after you escape. Like you just have enough time to grab the loot and choose a door of your own before everything opens.
What about if they took like if Goblin Bridge still worked, like if Bridge worked, but it took more time to use. 'Cause I feel like so many people that take Morthog, they insta disappear because of the extract just being right there. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I feel like an animation to actually turn the thing with a lever would
Ooh,
be necessary. So you're actually doing to bring the bridge down.
they got that in Dark and Darker right now. I don't know if you've played Dark and Darker recently, but the Ruins map has bridges that you can drop down, and you have to like
Oh yeah,
physically
yeah,
like turn the bridge
yeah,
down.
something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and it
because
takes a
it's just too
while.
easy, like you said. Yeah,
Hmm.
you just take that thing and then you escape.
Yeah,
It's too easy.
yeah. Worms over here, like, yep, I definitely have touched Legacy, Steel, and Sorcery in the past like 4 weeks.
man, I haven't touched nothing. But I mean, I did watch the dev cast though. Those dudes were pretty cool too.
Ted and
A
Aaron,
lot of experience, yeah,
yeah,
and they worked
that's
on some big
crazy
name
shit.
stuff. Oh yeah,
I want my developers to be like cooped out, autistic, caffeine driven psychopaths that are so excited about the shit they do and how nerdy it is. Like, let me tell you about making lighting in a game. And I'm like, tell me, boss. Tell me how you get this shit done. You know what I mean? Like that, like I love seeing that kind of stuff, because how many times have we seen games where only like the Chris Aleckis, that's how you say his last name, right?
I don't
Chris,
know.
I think
So,
so. But like only the Chris's and the Ambonis talk. You never hear from any of the other devs, and they get us like these opportunities to see these other devs that are really, really stoked on what they do. And I think it's just awesome. One, for the employee, because they're like, dude, I get to talk to the community of gamers that plays my game and like nerd out a little bit about how much I love it. And two, we get to see like faces of the developer team, which is awesome. I fucking love that. I love to meet the devs. It's a great addition to the game.
Yeah, the night map,
Hmm.
the one that made the night map, they were really cool. Man. I really liked. They
Yeah.
did an excellent job too.
I'm a little
Oh,
worried
yeah.
about Rogue.
I think it's gonna be easier to spawn because like I don't know if you really pay attention. They have like this water looking
Hmm.
thing, invisible, and on the
Yeah.
dark, it's really easy to spot that thing.
You
Hmm.
I
think
think,
so
in my
though?
opinion, yeah.
We'll
Because
have to see
I
how
have
it
no
plays.
Thought it would
whenever
make
I'm
it
fighting
harder.
in the whenever I'm fighting in those little caves, spider caves. It's like it gets
Uh-huh.
really dark there sometimes, and
Yeah.
yeah, I can see them very easily.
Hmm.
Mm, okay.
Well, they did talk
Well,
about they were like looking to adjust the way like the glints work, and like in the engine when you turn down the lights, so to speak, like other light sources get affected by that. So that was one of the things Aaron was talking about. How like people are like, well, when a hunter draws his bow, or like when daggers or swords are drawn and they have those glints on the blades or whatever, like you're gonna see them from a mile away, and they're like, no, 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 we're not ready to show you yet, but that's not quite how that's gonna work, and we're working on that currently. So I feel like they've thought about a lot of that stuff. They want Rogue to be really good on Night Greenwood, and I think the reason why is because they're about to take a lot of power away from Rogue, Sword Rogue specifically. If we know anything from the last playtest, um, Sword Rogue is gonna not get dumpstered, but they're definitely gonna like not be as. It's not gonna be as easy to get on top of people as it is right now. I think.
I think the evade
yeah.
attack was changed. I
Mm-hmm.
think Raiden mentioned like some he liked the new thing or didn't like it, but yeah, he got nerfed because that's an excellent opening stagger thing because they spam that thing.
Yep.
And if they can,
Yeah.
they just reset until they can land that first evade attack. They can open, and then after that they can just stagger you 5 times with a left click
Yep.
before you can even escape.
We'll have to see how it plays out for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really curious about how they work the rogues.
Yeah, but like with the Meet the Devs, like I really, I mean, I like the um clips that they gave of the night version of Greenwood. I think the like I was wondering how they would do the dark, right? Like how crazy it's gonna be, and then they added in this whole fog effect as well on top of it. So like it's a dynamic thing, and it's not just static. Uh, I just thought that was really dope how they did it. I just
Yeah.
can't wait to like actually get in there and see it, and not just see like these clips, um, just to get the dynamic feel of it. But man, I can't wait to play that map. Honestly.
Well, that wasn't clips. He was in the editor for the map.
Oh
Like he was
yeah.
he was taking like the no clip asset thing or whatever, and he was like flying us through like a live version of that map in like a test environment or whatever. But like, you know what I mean? Like that's about as close as we're gonna get to seeing it. Um, you
You all
know.
see that new area above Mortal Cave? They had it like a
Mm,
house stuff.
no, I didn't see that.
Yeah. When
Mm,
you go out by the waterfall side cave entrance,
yeah.
you turn right. There's a lake there, right, with a
Yeah.
little boat. But right by that lake, there's a new house now
Oh, cool.
and a new
Oh,
stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Anything
Yeah. There's
new
a
is
new
good.
UI.
It's Zug. What's up,
oh.
man?
And they said that there's gonna be a bunch of new like mobs, new enemies. But they weren't gonna touch on that at all.
Hey, at
Now
least Ted's a homie and he wants werewolves too. How
He
much?
wants to, yeah,
How many times have I said I want werewolves at Greenwood Night, bro?
he's the biggest advocate
they have
on
to
the
do
dev team
vampire
for
then.
Yeah, true. V Rising collab. You know what I mean? Basically.
him. The Rising just had an update.
Yeah.
This update is gonna bring
Crossover.
werewolves.
GTA 6 is kind of around the corner. I'm a little worried about that.
Wait, why?
Because I'm worried about it bringing like new players away from this game and like stucking them into GTA 6. I just hope it's not like the same pool of
Okay,
players.
just give us a a legacy steel and sorcery RP server. You know what I'm saying?
They talked about Goldbrook
Didn't GTA
being that.
6 got delayed till last year?
I have
Next
no
year?
clue.
They've been delayed a bunch of times from what I remember, but I don't really follow it. I'm not a huge like GTA RP fan, nor am I like really a GTA fan. So I personally, I just feel like a lot of people could get into this game and be like, "Yo, this is really dope," but there's a probably pretty large margin of those people that just hop to anything that's new. And as soon as something else comes up, it's like shiny new toy, I'm out. You know what I mean? So I hope Legacy just has a chance to like grab enough people so that the game can stay healthy because this game is so fucking dope and it deserves it. The
Yeah,
devs
it really
deserve it.
deserved it.
You know what I mean? Like they really care about this game. And I want to see it succeed too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Me too, man.
Yo, I just want
And
to
I
take.
want PvP too, because this game is
Yes.
so good, man. For PvP, it's like I haven't seen that
It's the main
so
course,
long.
Oh
bro.
yeah.
We've been
Yeah.
just nibbling on appetizers with, things like Fight Club or, maybe a little Mortdog kills every once in a while. But like when the game is stock full of players and the lobby's full and the fights aren't just in the Mortdog pit and you're running into people on the way to places and stuff, that shit is fun. That's my favorite
Yeah.
time to play the game.
Oh yeah. And if like we do get an influx of new players, bro, everyone just stick to like the newer maps and just like let the new players get some experience, because just Timmy stomping, man, it's not gonna be that fun. I swear. Okay, don't scare them off so early.
I'm saying, bro. It's going to be.
Alright.
Well, at the end of the day, too, it is a PvP game. They will come into it knowing that, but I feel like the big part that sucks for like new players is like, oh, I'm running around in like junk gear and this guy's got like full purples on, right?
Yeah, I'm friendly,
That
you know. Until I
that
see you're on HP and I'm not friendly anymore.
yeah, and that conversation is going to happen again in like week 2 or 3 when all the Morthog sweats and all the people that have been playing the new map come back to Greenwood just to fuck around. And then these guys that are like guys and gals trying to figure it out are like, dude, why do you have such crazy gear? It's only like week 2 of the wipe. This dude's been snorting lines and fucking playing for 200 hours in a week. You know what I mean? Not possible, but you get what I'm saying. Like, just going crazy.
Yeah.
And we'll have to see. I just hope there's enough of us that are like not gonna play in that way that it won't be a problem. There's really only a core of like super giga sweats that will kill like everyone on site.
Yeah,
Right.
but let's just right. There's like a how much was the peak of the game? Like 3,000. If only
Yeah.
half of those players come back, and if and like new players buy the game, it will be at like 3K pop.
I mean, I'm hoping for a little bit better than that even.
Yeah,
Crossing my
but
fingers, right?
yeah, but at 3K I was like having PvP all day, man.
Yes.
No problem.
It was
We can get
really
like
That's all I
10K.
want. But if he can get more players, I'll be super happy.
yeah.
Even more.
'Cause
10K. 10K is the goal.
what region do you belong to, regardless of what region you're playing in Kawa? Like, are you like in the NA East region, or are you in a different region? Like, I don't know whereabouts you live or where you're from.
I play on East most of the time because I'm
Yeah.
from East Coast, and
Okay.
but I go on West sometimes
Yeah.
to avoid players or like if I'm getting shit on East, I just go on West.
I feel like East is kind of the hot spot, even for like EU players coming over, West players coming over, because it's like a big majority of us play around that zone, and like West is pretty dead a lot of the times, which kind of sucks. So I hope that just for the other servers, they can get enough healthy population where they have players so they can enjoy the game and not have to server hop and be on 100 ping. You know what I mean? Like that would be really sick too. Like I know that the EU players, even though they come over here and they do well enough, they don't really want to come over to NA East and play, right? They want to
They
play in
don't
EU
want to,
servers.
yeah.
Yeah,
They want
like
to play AU, yeah.
Because if that fight that they have to like sweat, then ping's gonna matter, right?
Yeah,
But
exactly. That's most of the time. That's the only reason they lose.
yeah, because they're like,
Because
well,
I
I'm on
know the EU
120
players
ping.
are super good. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just
Yeah, I
want to
really
point
hope
out.
it's gonna bring more players per region because I feel bad for the Australian players sometimes. That guy was like
Oh
complaining he couldn't find anybody in game.
yeah, and
Oh man.
if he goes to EU West, he probably has 240 ping.
Yeah, he came over the other time to do the TDM and he was like 400 ping, something like that.
Yeah, it's like not impossible. I play Rust with an Australian dude, and I have to play on West servers so that he's like not completely shit on ping wise, and he still has like 180, 200. I played an Australian server one time, and I had like I don't even know, like 260, 240, and it was brutal. I was like, how do you guys play like this? I can't, dude. Like, I'm ducking down to not get shot in the face, and I've already been shot in the face like 3 seconds earlier, and then I just die. It's like, what the fuck is this?
The Australian are really useful in survival game though because they get to watch the base while you go sleep.
Yeah, exactly. You always got to get some homies in other regions.
Yeah.
Sure. Well, we got some other new stuff coming up too, right?
Well, the wipe was announced. It is confirmed the 14th, as Dale mentioned earlier. So that is happening on the 14th, as well as we have another Meet the Devs coming this week on Tuesday, the 6th. May 6th, we're having another Meet the Devs, and I'm just assuming that it's with character development because they're going to be covering the wizard class in this Meet the Devs. So I can't wait for that, to hear more on the wizard. I know they just put out a short. I think if it wasn't today, it was really recent. They put out a short of the wizard. Didn't really give him away or anything, but looked like your typical wizard. You saw like on his belt he had some scrolls and everything. He had a spell book. Um, and there was like a fireball that came down from like if you know where Morthog is, like on that ramp going up with the two goblins, that little opening, a fireball came down through there. Like the wizard class has some sort of flame strike or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I think in the
Yeah.
beginning you heard like some shock ability that he put on himself. It was like some sort of buff. So I don't know if those are actually skills or anything, but I just can't
Yeah,
wait to go.
the dev did mention he can like pop up like a burst of damage when he's ready. So he can like exactly like all rage works. You can like stack it up until you're ready, and then boom, you're ready to do like a massive amount of damage after weakening the players with frost or whatnot.
Yeah, I wonder
Okay.
how the frost stacking, the slow stacking is going to feel to play against.
Yeah, I mean, it should work exactly like the Hunter Frost, you know?
Yeah, but the Hunter Frost, it's way harder to keep it procced on you, right? Because you have to
Yeah.
get Frostbite procced, you have to stand in it, right? Like for a pretty decent amount of time. Like you can roll out and not take any more Frostbite, but in theory, this wizard can keep hitting you with Frostbite procs, right? And that is kind of scary because slows in this game feel really bad, dude. Like,
Oh yeah,
It'd be
tell me
easier
about
to
it. I'm
hit
a
you.
warrior, and when I'm getting slowed by a hunter, man, and
yeah,
I accidentally press rampage, I'm dead.
yep. I shoot you in the toes, and you have like
Yeah.
20% move speed for like 4 seconds. It's gross. So I'm just
No,
worried
it's even
about
worse for when you're on rampage. You're like you basically don't move, and
you
you're
move
on
like
place.
a centimeter at a time. Like,
Yeah, and the last hit doesn't even help you either. You're not going anywhere.
That's crazy. Oh yeah.
So take note, hunters. That's how you get rid of a warrior.
Yeah, just shoot him in the toesy woesies. Not if he's blocking though. If he's blocking, you know, he's holding the block at his chest level, but you can't even shoot him in the toes. So you know, because that's how blocks work in
That
this game.
picture represents well the situation. If you shoot me in the leg, I'm on a wheelchair, can't do anything.
Yeah.
If you don't shoot me on the leg, I have a jetpack and I can follow you until you die.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh.
even sometimes though, like if you're close enough and you can do the evade attacks with Death Ball, I feel like even through the slow, you can still stick on somebody. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, the dodge attack doesn't go that far either, but yeah, you can still close gap.
Because as
I
soon
mainly
as
use
you get
the
them into
charge
that
because
stagger
it is.
chain,
What?
let's see. I say as soon as you get them in the stagger chain, it feels like Death Ball evade attack is just kind of like a version of spin to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't do that anymore because I noticed that they escape too much. So
Mm,
now I do tap hook and then I rampage them, and they spend like 4 dodge to get away from me,
yeah.
and I haven't spent anything yet.
Yeah.
So at the end of my rampage, if I hit them on my last hit, I then have a spear chance to spear them, and then I can follow up with 4 dash attack.
Yeah.
So they pretty much died there.
I find on Hunter it's best to tank the first 2 rampage hits, and then you double roll and trap at your feet. And
Yeah.
then when they
Yes.
come in for that additional, like if it's an evade attack or whatever, you could throw a second trap down if you're using the eagle feather helmet. And you just keep zoning, and you just, start medium bow staggers and things like that, and you can usually survive a rampage. The only times I really get absolutely like zero, like 100 zeroed, is when I make a mistake and I get caught into like a piece of terrain and I can't move, and then I'm kind of fucked.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I remember I was fighting this one guy. I was gear dipped a little bit. He might have had blue or purple gear on, probably blue because I don't think it was purple. He wasn't that crazy, but dude, I must have hit him with like 25 things. I made one mistake and he 100 to 0 me in like 2 seconds, and I was like, yeah, see, that just doesn't fucking. And I was in greens, like I was in full greens with a blue bow, like I was doing good damage on him, and I'm running Sentinel Strike, and I'm just like, that just sucks. That's how that ends. You know what I mean? Like I had to hit you like a fucking billion times,
Yeah.
make one mistake, and I'm just
so
dead.
much work. Yeah.
Yeah,
Then it doesn't
and
pay off.
yeah, and he's just like
And the worst
rolling
thing
his
is
face
you
on the
have to
keyboard.
sweat, right? Like
Mhm.
most of the time when I fight a hunter, I don't even sweat, man. It's just like four button, 5 clicks, and that's it.
That's it, dude. I'm the dude, like fucking. You
Yeah, it's,
know what I mean? Like
on the other side of the screen, it's like the guy's sweating to get
yeah,
away from
I'm
me.
like roll, trap, bomb,
Yeah.
fucking
Meanwhile,
explosive arrow,
chilling,
Like,
listening to a
and he's just
classical music.
he's just like the dude that's like listening to music and like doing this shit. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man! Like, and then, but then the thing that does kill me, and I've noticed, Kawa, that you don't do this as much. But some warrior players will be like, if it's not a favorable engagement where they can 100 to 0 you, they're instantly talking shit and complaining, and they're just like, wow, you're using something super stupid and broken to fight against. It's like, what do you want me to do, bro? Like, if you touch me, I die. It's literally like Avada Kedavra, and I'm just dead. You know what I mean? Like, like,
Yeah,
I can't let you get close to me. So yes, I'm gonna double trap your ass. I'm gonna kick you in the face. I'm gonna throw bombs at you. I'm gonna hit you
climb
with
walls.
yeah, like I have to,
Yeah,
or I just
it's
die,
only fair,
dude.
That's exactly like I don't. I'm not mad at hunters doing that at all. I just climb the walls too and get them off of the walls.
Dude, is vaulting kind of goofy on Warrior? Because I played Warrior for like 20 minutes one day, and I was just trying to do some basic vaults, and I'm like, I get this guy's kind of tubbier than the rest of the cast, but like I feel like I can't fucking hold on to anything. I can't like climb up things. It was so gross.
It's when you're too close to a wall, so it doesn't register something to grab on.
Yeah, sometimes it happens on Hunter, but like, man, on Warrior, I felt like I was coming out of Treasure Room, and I was trying to climb up those little like small steps that go up to like the gap in the wall, and I was like, I guess I'm just walking around because I can't grab onto these things, dude. Like it felt so clunky. I was like, oh hell nah, get me back on friggin' or Hunter, dude. I'm over it.
But I'm curious to know, how do you think they should help hunters escape more warriors? Like, how do you think they should approach it?
It's a skill gap right now, and I think it should mostly stay there. I will say that I think that at base value, it would be very useful for hunters to have an extra roll for the stamina. If they took the stamina cost for dodge for the roll away, like a little down, I think that would be really good. Because it's not like, I'm gonna be honest with you. The main thing that's the hardest to get away from is sword rank. I roll 4
Goldbrook,
times.
yeah.
I'm cooked. I have no stamina. I can't.
That's the thing, though. They're changing that.
They are changing that. No, but I'm just explaining
Yeah,
it in the way that the rolls work on Hunter, right? Like I can spend all my stamina super fast, and then when I'm stammed, I'm useless, right? Because
yeah, you can
almost
block.
I can't block. Almost all of my abilities take time to draw, right? So like unless I'm using that freak little Amberthorn bow, I'm never unstoppable or anything like that, right? Like I guess I could frost arrow the ground in front of me, but like my options become like null and void. And I've been saying for the longest time, it's crazy to me. Rogue is like really well designed in the sense that they're very nimble. They do what they're supposed to do well, and I think that's really good. Hunter without Cyclone feels like the least mobile class in the game sometimes, and it's like, why the fuck is that? Right?
Yeah.
Hunters by like definition in Dungeons and Dragons, World of Warcraft, like, well, maybe not WoW as much, and maybe they are kind of designing it based on WoW, but I feel like a hunter or a ranger is a very nimble character, right? They should be very fluid, very flexible, very like very slippery. Not quite the level of rogue. I'm not asking for rogue triple evades. I just want like 1 extra evade. I think 5 rolls on hunter would be or 4 actual rolls on hunter with no stam items would be really, really good. And there's a couple reasons. One, priests, right? Like if a priest can pressure you on hunter, they stam you out, like you're dead. You're just dead. There's nothing you're gonna do against it. Now, if it's the opposite and you're pressuring out the priest and you have enough stamina to roll all their stuns, they're dead. GG's. They get shit on, right? But they have to play it well. And warrior, I think the biggest thing with warrior is, and you can tell me how you feel about this. When a warrior stands, if they're on top of you, they're not really that punished because they have so many abilities that don't require stamina that can gap close. You know what I'm saying? Or can just run away. Like they have charge. If it's a bad situation, they turn, they have what, 30, 40 rage. They just run in a straight line away. I can't do that on Hunter, right? Like if I stam, I'm fucked. And I stam a warrior and I'm keeping like a decent distance away from him and he's charging at me, heroic leaping at me, jump attacking me with axe. And I'm just like, it just feels so bad sometimes to play against when I have to manage my stam bar almost the most out of the, well, me and priest have to manage our stam bar the most out of every class. Rogues get fucked too, but they can also dip the fuck out. The best in the game, right? But I feel like Hunter, the one thing that makes Hunter sometimes difficult to play, especially in team comps when you're getting jumped on, is you don't really have that much stamina in the grand scheme of things when there's a PD getting thrown at you, a warrior's charging at you, another stun from priest. You get what I'm saying?
The new threat will help that though. The new threat, if they can somehow have control over it to proc it.
Are you talking about really what do you? Oh, the new. Okay, we talked about this. Bronze, Gil, and I. We talked about this. I will just say it briefly. Yes, Windrunner is really good. However, you don't have the ability to choose when to use it. That's going to make it very bad.
That's why I gave the idea that they should give hunters a double animation evade.
Yeah.
To trigger it, so they can choose whenever to use it. So it doesn't just happen because you have to dodge because he threw a dagger phantom at you and you had to dodge, and then there goes your moment of escape capabilities.
Not only escape, but it gives you a large amount of armor too.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's huge. Like it feels really cool to play with. Like Windrunner feels nice. It's like, ooh, I'm really fucking speedy right now. It feels even faster than like I don't know if you played any Hunter, but if you have the Windstrider leaf wraps on, which is like it kind of looks like a shawl instead of like the metal plate shoulders on, if you snare an enemy at any point, you get a move speed boost for a brief moment. And like for peeking around a corner, it's really nice. Feels like you're on ice skates for like 1.5 seconds. If you're running away with cyclones and stuff, and someone's running into your cyclone, like it helps you get that extra little move speed bonus. So Windrunner just feels like a better version of that. I always use Windstrider leaf wraps because I like the move speed bonus here and there, because it can be the difference between you getting away from that evade attack on Rogue and you getting shit on. You know what I mean?
Or I was thinking too, like a new threat, like if they can like, let's say like there's a warrior nearby them, and they get like adrenaline rush, like they can regenerate stamina really fast for like a brief moment
Oh,
after they using after.
like a danger sense or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
like
oh
some
fuck.
kind of adrenaline rush because you're in danger, and
Yeah,
he just did rampage on you, and you're almost out of stam.
yeah.
So that thing could like trigger. It would be like something you fill up, like a
Like adrenaline on Rogue. Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe
And then at some
that's
point it fills up at 100%, and then it procs.
well, like swiftness is, I think, like their idea with swiftness was like probably something different than what we have now. And you can see that they're actually taking the swiftness abilities and they're making them have mana costs now. At least in the last playtest we played.
Oh, it's actually both now.
Yeah,
I don't know why they did that, but apparently you need both swiftness and mana to use your abilities now. And plus they put a cooldown on the Sentinel Strike now.
yeah, which it's too long. Personally, I think it's too long.
Yeah, it was extreme in my opinion.
Like a medium bow hunter without a shrine has to hit you 5 times with a medium bow shots, even on, like just shots alone, right? 5 or 6 times to proc a sentinel strike full 4 or 5 bars. The problem is swift bow. Change how much swiftness the swift bow gets on especially a blocked, but on the triple, the lock on shit, which I feel like personally, like the reason I don't play swift bow is because I don't really like it. It's very good, and but I don't like a class like Hunter having auto aim abilities. Hunter should be about skill shots. 100%, right? Like that should be, why do you play Hunter? Because you want to play a class that has crazy skill shots, right? You want to be rewarded for those skill shots, and when you miss them, you're going to get crapped on, and that should be how it is. Swiftbow is kind of like, I guess it's like a handicap for people that don't have the aim and they can just use the Swiftbow. I get it from an accessibility standpoint, but I'm not a big fan, right? So making swiftness generation ridiculous on the Swiftbow is the whole reason that Sentinel Strike got out of hand, I think. Otherwise, like when it is a good counter to Warrior, but if I'm medium bow Warrior, yes, it's at least a fair fight, but it's still Warrior sided. If you can charge through my medium bow shots and touch me, I'm still in danger, right? Like it's not just GG get fucked. I'm running Sentinel Strike and medium bow, right? Like you still have to like play well, and I have to play well. But with Swift Bow versus Warrior with Sentinel Strike, I feel like it's very like Hunter sided. That's because of the amount of displacement Swift Bow has, which, it sucks because it's the most fleshed out bow in the entire roster. Like I want all the bows to have stuff like technical skills like Swift Bow has. They have evade attacks. They have the double right click tornado shit. They have their regular tornado shit, right? They have lock on abilities. They have regular shots. They have a volley shot. Like there's just so much the Swift Bow has. Like I want them to scale back what's broken, but make the technical attacks version of Swift Bow to be the gold standard for all the bows. I want medium bow to have more stuff. I don't want to just twirl in a circle and spam people with something that's going to stagger them. That shit's lame, right? Like I use Elven Dance from time to time, but I don't spam it. It's just so gross. And longbow, God, dude, unless you're like Rakan and you just smack people in the face repeatedly, longbow's on life support, dude. That shit needs help. Hopefully Thunder Arrow is going to help, but it is like, dude, like if you're playing longbow in 3s, like good luck, brother, man. You better have Sentinel Cyclone on.
Sometimes most of your hit don't register.
Oh, Dude, that's the worst part of it. I used to be only longbow. You can ask Merm. We used to run in
That's what I
2v3s,
like doing.
and I was playing longbow. But a lot of people got really, really good at closing the gap. And longbow was just becoming more. It was just becoming way harder to like work. So I switched to medium because I was able to like keep warriors at bay. I was able to shit on priests. I was able to somewhat fight rogues sometimes. You know what I mean? Nemo and I actually had a really good fight the other day, and unfortunately I died to his poison, but it was a really close fight for like 5 minutes. It was dope. But yeah, regardless, like I think Hunter does need help, and it sucks because as soon as you say buff Hunter stuff, people are like, Hunter's broken, don't fucking buff Hunter. Hunter needs to be nerfed. And it's like, dude, guys, like, okay. All right, cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not an advocate for my class being the best in the game. I just want those niche scenarios where we need something. I want there to be something to do. I want there to be a gameplay decision there, not just, oh, you've done this, then I'm just shit on. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of the other classes have so many tools at their disposal, and hunters just don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, how big of a wrench do you think having like wizard brought in will throw, like in regards to like how everything is right now? Now there's going to be a whole nother class where some things might feel like crap, but then maybe against wizard it's like, well, you want to use this against wizard, and they're like the most played class right now, you know?
I think wizard will be the most played support class, and you'll see priest like die overnight. This is my like my
Can you guys give me a 5? I just need to put the kid to bed.
Oh, of course, bro.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
No problem.
5 minutes.
Yeah, you're good, Ben. My 2 cents, my prediction for support classes in this game is that support class is really good. Priest is okay at it, but priest is a CC bot, right? And if priest doesn't hit that CC, that's really just it, right? But it sounds like with wizard they're going to have a lot of zoning utility, and what's the worst thing in this game when it comes to you getting crapped on? It's someone closing the gap and getting a melee of you. And if wizard is really good at zoning melees off, at keeping rogues at bay, at keeping warriors at bay, they're going to become the most played support class in the game. I don't think wizard is going to be an insane DPSer. I also say it will very much be dependent on how wizard plays at medium to long distance. If wizard is like warrior and they just are ineffective at long range, like they're going to struggle in Greenwood, but they're going to do really, really well in Crypts.
Yeah, like they said that they're not going to be like long range. Said they're not going to be like a hunter. Hunter's obviously going to be the longest range out there.
But will they be able to close the gap in a way that doesn't put them in danger? That's going to be the key, right? Like Rogue isn't a long range class, but has those gap closer techniques to be able to get into their lethal range. Will Wizard have ability to do the same and get out? Because it sounds like the fucking what they have on the dry erase board right now is that they will, because they have that invis that they do on their double evade or whatever, that like they have tools at their disposal to come in and out. That's interesting, and I have a feeling they're going to have some kind of like long cooldown blink thing, but I'm not 100% on that.
Bro, I'm gonna be manning it as soon as it comes
Wizard?
out.
Hell yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll probably stick to Hunter while everybody's playing Wizard, because it'll be a great time to play with Hunter.
Like grind through it.
Yeah,
figure out how to play against wizards as they're evolving.
Yeah, and then I get to see how they play, and then I get to get into the shoes myself when everybody drops off of playing Wizard, and I get to play a little Wizard, right?
Yeah.
I'm interested to see Tuesday how that works out. It'll be interesting to see what kind of tools they have at their disposal. But I do think that Wizard's going to be the main support class of this game until Templar comes out. Or Paladin. Is it Paladin or Templar?
Paladin, right? Paladin, yeah. They're not calling it Templar, no.
Yeah, no. Well, you know me. I'm always getting fucking confused, all the different fantasy shit I got in my head. So, yeah, I mean, what do you think?
About
Wizard, how's it gonna feel?
I think I think it's gonna be mixed, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have high hopes, and this is also why I think it might be mixed. Maybe my hopes is like a little bit too high. I mean, it's early access. They're just implementing a class into early access. That's obviously going to get tweaked, um, and it's not going to be anywhere near its final product, right? But
Right.
like I'm worried about casting times.
Mm.
Like, what it's gonna be like. I'm assuming if there's anything like, like an AoE, right? Kind of like, a priest, Heaven's Wrath. Um, Instead of lock on, if you just skill shot it, it comes down quicker or it locks on. I wonder if they're going that route of where like, yeah, it could lock on, but you can also skill shot it to make it come quicker as well. Um, or if it's just going to be like skill shot. I would love for it to just be straight up skill shots. Like fucking
Yeah.
fireball, bitch.
Yeah.
Like fucking frostball, like straight out, like fucking right out of my hands or something.
I don't
That
want
would be
auto
pretty good.
targeting on the wizard at all.
No, I would love to just be like projectile, fucking aim, you know.
There's
But I'm sure
places.
there's going to be like spells too,
Well,
like
like if you have a magic missile spell that has lock on, sure, right? Like that makes sense, but
yeah.
not the frost bolts and the fireballs and the fucking. You know what I mean? Like I don't want all those to have friggin' auto aim. Like that. Give
Like
me it. Like get out of here.
I kind of fuck with Dark and Darker's like wizard or mage,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like skill shot, like magic missile, for instance. I'm perfectly fine. You give me magic missile that's kind of like that. Maybe except locking you in place because in this game that's a death sentence.
Yeah.
So like let me move while I cast,
But I feel
and it
like
just be like
also you
channel.
have to think about the battlefield changes between Dark and Darker and Legacy. A wizard in Dark and Darker, if you ported that class over to Legacy, would struggle
Yeah.
because it's so open. And the wizard really
Oh yeah.
like needs a mix of like closed corridors and some space to move. Right?
Yeah. Give me a flamethrower.
Dude, that spell is always a meme. I don't care what game, what system. That shit always sucks. It's all about the
I know it
fireballs,
always
baby.
sucks, but like make it scary enough to where like melee will back off of you.
Dude, imagine this is when dagger rogues actually become viable.
All right, I am back.
All right,
Hey,
welcome
welcome
back,
back.
brother. I get
Alright.
the due diligence. I gotta probably make sure that my little one gets down in 30 minutes or so. So
Sounds good. Where are
Well,
we?
we're just
Did
talking
we talk
about
about?
wizard
Oh,
right now.
wizard. Oh, I
Yeah,
can't wait.
they're just talking about like what we think they may have and stuff like that.
what I was
You have any
saying
thoughts?
earlier, Kawa, just to like briefly go back over it, is I think that priest is like the only support class in the game, but I feel like you're going to see priest die overnight, and wizard is going to become the best support class in the game, like as soon as it launches.
Yeah,
Not for damage, but for zoning utility against melee.
yeah, they did said that this is gonna have a lot of control over the battlefield, like to prevent
Mhm.
zone or like to froze people. And I'm very excited for that. I need to learn everything and not to play wizard, but to kill wizards as my
Yeah.
warriors.
To kill
I'm
wizards,
I'm
yes, sir.
gonna main wizard, so I mean if you ever want a 1v1, just let me know.
Yeah,
I'll
oh
let
yeah,
you
yeah. I need to learn
get
like
all the
every deck
practice.
they have.
I'm excited to see how many tools it has at its disposal.
Yeah.
I want them to tell us what the fuck they mean by they're gonna find spells in the world.
Yeah,
What do
that's
you
gonna be
Yeah.
mean
really
by
interesting.
that? Like,
I can already tell you about that because when I was in the new map, I
mhm.
found a big book, man, and it was kind of like invisible. but like it looked like you could interact with it, or like put an actual book on top of it. Like it looks like
Interesting.
it was missing the book, but it
Yeah,
was pretty obvious like you needed to put something on top of it.
like a pedestal or something that like loads it with a single use spell or something like that. Like that's
Yeah,
cool.
something like that.
I fuck with
Because
that.
I was talking to that Colin V guy, and
Yes.
he was like, "Oh, you guys noticed that?"
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, paid attention.
Colin was cool. It was
Yeah,
really
I
nice to
really
talk
like
to him,
talking to
man.
him.
I started drilling that motherfucker with questions, bro. I was
Yes,
like, I
You
was
could
like,
see the passion in their voice too,
yes,
man, which is really what I like in these developers.
yes,
oh yeah, yeah. They love what they're doing. They
I'm
love to see
excited
it.
to see all the tools there because I'm pretty sure like some of this different spell is just gonna be like consumable, exactly like a fire arrow. Like
yeah.
he reads a book and throws a
Mhm.
fireball, something like that.
That's what I was thinking. Like their class belt would be like scrolls, like single use scrolls or something.
Yeah,
They would have to
same.
gather. And I wonder if they'll be able to like take them out, put them in their stash, and then like, all right, I have XYZ spells that I've gathered. Now I can go in with like my 10, equivalent to like 10 fire arrows in my or my 10 spears. Well, it's 5 spears, right? For a warrior per
Or
slot.
hear me out, you can like collect papers and go into crypt and actually
Oh
make
yeah,
the script like
Hmm.
the
yeah.
spells you want. Like you go
Anything
either to copy paste,
hmm
if I can say that.
anything that gets people to explore the map,
Yeah,
super
yeah.
dope, man. I love that.
Y'all know if
Because
they're
he
doing
also
anything?
mentioned like you won't be finding like a mineral nodes in there for the purple one. It's gonna be like a small rock on the walls that you can see and you
Yeah.
can interact with it. Oh, it's like a one node of a mithril, stuff like that.
Yeah, they were talking about they were gonna bring that kind of stuff in, but in a different fashion, which would be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Did y'all did did they say anything about like doing any sort of upgrades or like anything to the lodge
Oh yeah, a lot of
Yeah,
it.
with this
I
this
yeah,
actually
patch? Okay.
looked over it when I was in the playtest, and I saw a lot of stuff like forge, like the new cricket
the critter
area.
habitat. Yeah,
Yeah, and
Nice.
the tannery. There's like
they're taking a
stuff
lot
to
of the
make.
crafts from the vendors and moving it to the lodge.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
I think the only difference is I think at the start you won't have like many recipes. You will have to unlock them, and you will have to use the vendors, and it'll cost you gold to craft with them because they know the recipe and they actually need like a small fee to make your craft, and that's how gold will be useful. And if you don't, then you like find recipes and you can craft on your own in your lodge eventually after you did all the upgrades, which is gonna take the longest part too. Because I remember not finding an anvil for like 2 weeks straight, and
Oh
I
yeah.
was looking everywhere.
Meanwhile, I think I've picked up like 4 my entire time playing, and it's not that
Yeah,
many
I
hours. You know
actually
what I mean?
found one too and a hammer right at the start of the wipe. Sold them to the weaponsmith. I was
Oh
so happy.
no.
500 XP, easy like that. And then the next day I actually needed it.
And
Yo,
then you
that's
didn't find
crazy.
it for a while.
I was like,
That's
why did I
wild.
sell that?
Well, it's kind of misleading, right? When something has a gold cost and you're like, oh, like these monstrous dark runes, they stack up to like 20 and I can sell them for like buku gold. I'm going to just snatch that. And then you're like, oh, wait, I needed those monstrous dark runes to like upgrade my lodge.
Yeah,
Fuck,
20
you
of
know?
them.
Yeah, like shit. You know? So it'll be
But
interesting to see how they roll that stuff out.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But all that was hard to find because we didn't know how to farm those things and what drop those things. But now that we have all those knowledge, I feel like it's gonna go super fast now.
Well, and we'll
Like
be able to
vendors is
impart
not
that
gonna be
on
a
the
problem.
other homies too, on all the new players. New
Yeah,
player guides are going to
exactly.
be a sick way to do content after May 14th, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cook up some little. I have a couple of YouTube videos out on some basic stuff on Hunter, but I'm definitely gonna touch on a lot of exploration shit and where things to find stuff, shit like that.
Yeah. You can go ahead and do like a bait clip of like a guide right now, because if anyone didn't know, now until the wipe they increase the drops for purples and legendaries. So like you're
Oh
like,
yeah.
guys, do this to get legendary gear, where like you could never get it, and show you get it like a few times.
Bruh,
Yeah, do that right now while you
imagine
have the chance.
being a menace. With great power comes great responsibility, man. Don't be filling people's heads with smoke, bro. That's crazy.
So May
Very
14th,
players.
you'll see a bunch of new players coming over here.
Yeah.
It's
A
my
lot
little
of you.
farming
Hey, it
spot.
doesn't spawn the legendaries anymore.
Yeah. Have you been playing since they upped the legendary spawns, Kawa?
Yeah,
Is
yeah, I played a
after?
little bit. Yeah, we found like 3 in 4 raids,
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
I'm gonna stream a little bit tonight, some legacy, and
Very noticeable.
I'm gonna
And
try
if you
and
find
grab
one
some.
and it doesn't belong like to your class, you can trade with people. They're actually giving out a lot of stuff.
Okay, cool.
Mm.
Hopefully I could get in there and get some bith tonight for Sunday, because Sunday's the 2v2 death match. Bring your own gear.
Yeah, I'm supposed to get in tonight too with Strength at some point after he is finished with his movies.
Okay, yeah.
Cause
He was saying he
like
had
I have
something to
no
do.
legendaries yet.
Yeah, I
Like
don't
I had
either.
an helmet and then I lost it.
Oh shit. I have a full purple set that's all bissed out, but I need to get the legendary set together. So I'm not getting
Yeah.
clowned on. I feel like purple to legendary though, you can make it work. You can fight it. You know what I mean? It's not as big a gear gap as like green to blue.
Yeah, that's true. Purple,
The
I can make it work.
what do you
Would
think
be basically being like naked versus a blue guy
what do you think about damage bonus on worn gear?
on 1 year.
On
What do you mean?
worn, like chest plate,
Oh,
shoulders, legs, and helmet. Like just the free damage
Oh,
bonus that
on just
greens and
the
above give.
worn, like the gray gear.
the gray?
No, worn as in the shit you wear on yourself, right? Like there's
Oh, just in
inherent
general.
damage bonus on those pieces, and it scales with the rarity. So like on legendary, you have like 30% just extra damage for free, right? I think it's 30 or it's a little more, somewhere around there. What do you think about that? And do you think that's an issue?
Yeah. I think it's a little too strong, especially for warriors with all the other small bonus we get. Like at enrage, we get another 20%, and with the skull crusher, I get another 25%. With the crit check damage, it just like scale ridiculously high, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like legit, I do like 900 sometimes.
That's crazy. I have to like full draw a longbow headshot to get that damage.
Yeah,
You know?
and one click, bro. One click.
Yep. But Hunter's broken, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So it's kind of fair that we have a rampage to close gap. And I mainly use my rampage as a close gapper now.
Yeah. Okay.
And I use the last hit to knock down players.
Yeah.
If I can hit with the actual thing on my way to you, good. But I mainly use it as a transfer.
Yeah, and that makes sense. And like if it catches that person off guard, dude, I don't know if you've seen Gil, but Gil's been running heroic leap on Warrior, and you could literally he was like joking the other day about flying on Warrior, and I'm like, bro, heroic leap already exists, dude. Like I've seen him heroic leap from one end of the Morthok pit to the other, and it's like, what the fuck is that
I've seen
ability?
that too, man. It's a bug that when you're high and you heroic leap to downhill, it's really funny when it happens.
It's crazy. It's like, what the fuck is that?
I remember we was doing a 1v1 or something, and I was like, this heroic leap literally went from one end to the other and somehow got me. I'm like, huh?
Yeah,
Huh?
that shit can be good, man, if they fix it, because it's really unreliable. You aim at some place and it doesn't land you where
Yeah.
it was
Well,
supposed to make you land.
medium bow, if you hear them like start to scream or whatever, or start to yell, you can stop heroic leap in its tracks, which is the big counter to it. I can just stagger you out of it. So I mean, it kind of feels bad on the warrior side. I was hitting Gil with that. He was like, "I'm gonna jump on you," and I was just like, "No, you're not. Sit down, sir. You're not coming over to me."
Sentinel Strike also stop a charge from a
Yes.
warrior.
Well, not the charge, right?
Yeah, the actual charge.
Really?
Yeah, when you see a warrior charge at you, just send a Sentinel Strike. It's gonna stop him
Interesting.
because he's not unstaggerable yet in mid animation. He is at the end of his charge. It's a buff we gain that after a full charge.
I see. I see. Okay.
So if you interrupt it, you basically just ruin like 30 rage, and you have a big gap before we can close it again.
The
I mean,
funniest
it's 3
thing,
seconds, but he has to spend rage.
right? The funniest thing to me in the medium bow to warrior like 1v1 is when you pull out Mason's shield and I'm just full drawn on the medium bow and I'm just staring at you and you're staring at me and you're like, "Are you gonna feed me rage by shooting my block?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Eat my dick." I'm not doing that. I'll throw some bombs
Yeah.
at you. Like,
I
you know what I
remember that
mean?
one time too. I was fighting a Swiftbow guy, and I was out of stamina, and I was just keeping block on him, and he couldn't destroy my block, and I was like, "Alright, just give me free stamina." Then while I was advancing on him,
Yeah, because it's
and he was
stamina
like,
and rage, right? On Mace.
"Yeah, yeah, basically both. So
Hmm.
you're just helping me. What you need to do is stop shooting me and get a large gap.
Yeah.
Prepare other traps, new traps, and seize."
Yeah. Yeah, and that's usually what I do. I keep a healthy distance and I just like stare at them menacingly and I'm like, "We could both get really bored here. I'm fine with it, brother man." You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, and warrior gets really bored when it happens, and that's when he'll make mistakes because he's gonna try
Mhm.
to finish the fight really fast
Yeah.
because he needs to be like he needs to get a high skill count.
Oh yeah, especially
Whatever.
in deathmatch. Yeah, you ain't kidding.
Yeah.
I can't wait until we get like a better system, right? Like I feel like the death matches are just a for fun event right now. I like a rated arena style of play, and I want to see them flesh out something really cool. That feels like it means something. That's something I'm really hoping for in the future. I don't know if you're like a ranked arena or ranked player just in games in general, but I like to see funny number go up. It's pretty cool for me. So I would love to see some like rated 2s and 3s. That would be sick. Or rated solo arenas, like that would be sick too. A leaderboard for the end of the season, like all that stuff would be
Yeah.
really, really dope.
I was really hoping they would put like trios in TDM because like I'm pretty bored of 1v1s. So I
Yeah.
don't really enjoy solos. I'm more of like a teammate guy. So
Well, the 2v2s is going to be on Sunday, which is nice.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's nice.
We haven't had 2v2s in a while, so I think the last time they did 2s, I was out of town and I was like, "You got to be fucking kidding me." It's like, fuck, of course. So I couldn't even freaking get out to it. Let's see. What else do we have to chat about? Is Merman gonna play Wizard because Rogue's about to get dumpstered?
This is partially true, but like honestly, I think Wizard is just
Gonna be
Tiger
fun.
Rogue is
it's gonna be
Dutch
my
class.
favorite. I think it's gonna be my favorite class regardless.
Oh yeah. I'm sure I'm gonna play Wizard, but I just do love me some Hunter right now. But that could very well change if they add like the Sentinel abilities require mana. Like I already don't have a lot of mana, bro. You know, if you require
Yep.
me to cast with mana 2, I'm gonna be really unfortunate. I did not see the Wizard teaser, Krizak, so I need to go
Oh,
check
you
it
did
out.
not?
No,
I
I
did.
have to go check
It's
it out.
this the short
Yeah,
was
because
talking about.
Yeah.
I knew Merm watched it because he was talking about it earlier, but I didn't
Yeah.
know you didn't watch it. It's really good, man.
I literally was out like out to eat with my kiddo, and I just got her like into the house, and then sat at my computer and got you in the Discord. Like I was like, you know what I mean? Like, I was putting the
Oh,
dishwasher in today. Like I
Boom, boom,
haven't
boom.
touched legacy stuff all day. So, but yeah, thank you, Krizak. I will definitely take a peek, bro. Let's see. Well, later after we did the podcast or after we're done. I think we kind of covered everything. I don't know if anybody has some questions for us in chat. Krizak, how you doing tonight, brother man? Thank you for coming through again, like always.
Any topic, anything anyone wanted to bring up in chat?
are you guys ready to die a lot as a wizard? Because it's gonna have like 1,000 HP base.
Or less.
Yeah.
Or less. I
I
think they said
already
like
know.
990.
I know it's
990?
going to be a
Oh,
learning
even worse.
curve. Because, like, it's going to be a new class. I think the class is going to be pretty good. But you're still going to have people playing hunters who have been playing hunters, warriors who have been playing warriors, rogues who, people
Yeah.
who've already been playing their classes, still going to play those classes. And they know what they're doing.
Right.
So, like, you don't know what you're doing yet, right? You're trying to learn the combos, figure out what's
Yeah.
the best
And
kind of go
meanwhile,
to.
warriors knows what they're doing.
They're comboing the fuck out of you. You're just dead.
You never get a chance to learn your thing because they
You're
No,
like
keep shooting
you
on
can
you.
never
fireball.
use an ability.
Krizak,
Heroically.
a lot of
Dead.
the wizard stuff that we've been talking about was briefly discussed during Chris's and Mboni's Meet the Devs episode probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. We're talking about the health pools and stuff like that. A lot of that comes from the Meet the Dev
Yeah,
episodes.
that was literally said in the dev
Yeah.
talk. Such. Like, I
We
think
haven't
in
heard
the
anything
dev
new.
talk, Nace said something like how squishy the wizard's gonna be, but high burst capability damage.
Yeah. Wonder what good gear on a wizard's gonna look like.
Oh yeah, I'm very curious about it.
Yeah.
Dude, I think that it's gotta be kind of along the lines of like priest now, right? A wizard's still gonna look like a wizard, but their gear is gonna like just look cleaner, like different colors that just pop, and they're gonna have a pointy hat,
Yeah, hopefully it's not white though, you know,
just like the priests.
because the white pointy hat on priest is kind of wild. Bro,
I mean,
you
the
know?
teaser. I'm pretty sure the teaser he was in a white hat.
I
Damn
was
it.
watching another streamer put that ad on and was like, huh, they need to change that.
Yeah, they do,
Like
bro. Like,
right away when you put it on.
it's so
And it's
fucked.
what?
Yeah,
Oh
it's
no,
white. It's crazy,
no,
bro.
he's in a blue hat in the teaser.
Good.
Okay.
I really don't fuck with Smurf penis wizard look though. I kind of want like
No,
red robes.
he is like
bro.
his kind of outfit is kind of Smurf like. Okay.
Dude, there's only like kind of like auburn or like red, rust orange like accents on Hunter, but I fuck with like that red.
They have
Color
that
scheme.
on. They have that as accents, like as a belt, a big belt like buckle, I guess you would say, a robe buckle, and then like I guess like his boots, right? I think they come up to his knees, like just like the tongue of it,
Mm-hmm.
and there's like a gem at the top, just below his knees on both of those as well.
I gotta check this teaser out for sure.
He's got like a white undershirt and like a white like onesie, pretty much. You know,
Hold on,
like a shirt
I'll
and
be
pants. Pants tucked into the boots. That white shirt, like undershirt, the sleeves are really loose around the hands.
It's also very impressive how they quickly came up with all that wizard stuff, because when we tested the crypt map the first time, none of that wizard thing was all done yet.
Yeah.
Like they
Really?
even said it to us like, well, we didn't work on the wizard yet. But he said like, don't worry about that. That it takes less time. that and doing the map and the wizard took less time than doing the whole rework on the interaction.
How are you feeling
Yep.
about Crypts, man? As a warrior player.
I feel like it's gonna be hard for a warrior. I mean,
Yeah.
like at the start it might be good for warriors, but once the hunters and everybody start to know the map, they're gonna place like traps at strategic point and seed bombs. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah, I was surprised at how liberal they were with space in the crypt map. I was like thinking we were going to be in like tiny hallways and I was going to get basically just like gang banged into a wall by like a trio of warriors as a hunter player. And then I went into crypts and I was like, oh, this shit's easy to play on as hunter. It's fine. Like I was sweating for nothing, bro. Like it's going to be okay. Which good and bad. I honestly think it still maintains like the kind of balance, the status quo of the game right now, where like every class can be played. It can be there can be difficult moments from like in a class matchup. Like if you're down a hallway and a hunter's aimed in on you and warrior, it's not an advantageous fight for you, right? But there are ways that you could make that more advantageous for yourself. If there's anything that the Crypts map showed us, is that there's a lot of verticality and ways to loop on people, and that's dope. And I
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. There's
So,
always ways to flank.
yep. And I really,
Crack
really fuck with that.
walls, like a crack pillar that
Mm-hmm.
cracked a wall that
Yeah.
gives access to another room from above. It's
Yep.
like crazy how well done it is.
The flow of the map is awesome. I can't wait to fucking play it. I'm gonna be so
Yeah.
excited. Greenwood Knight is gonna be sick as well, but Crypts is gonna be so cool because it's so new. Right? Greenwood Knight is probably gonna feel really dope. New mobs and stuff like that. Better loot. Like I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of really cool stuff, but I'm definitely gonna be a fan of Crypts more than I am Greenwood Knight. As of right now, without playing it. I think just
Oh,
because it's
we'll
so
still have
fresh.
a lot of reason to go to all them because the game core loop is gonna be always that we always need to go to every map. Like you need Greenwood to have access to Crypt or whatever. I think they mentioned like you need like some kind of key probably to access Crypt, so
Well,
it's not free.
I actually asked that of Colin. Um because he's like the map designer and then Tess was the mob designer, right? And I was like, what do you think about like extractions and flowing between the maps, like from from Greenwood to Crypts and this and that, because they have the Crypt extraction key already and shit like that, right? Like they have some of these things in the game, and I'm like, what do you think about this? And he brought up a good point. He said, Tarkov and Darker Darker and stuff like that, they did this shit like way deep into their development cycles. He said it's not completely off the board, but it's not something they're going to be implementing now. So I don't, unless you know something I don't know, I don't think there's going to be any limits to going into one map or the other. Like it's not an extraction from one point to
Oh
the other.
no,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, yeah, I was not like maybe I was not talking like doing that because that leads to gatekeeping. Like they may people
mhm.
may camp that one specific entrance for the crypt. I was talking about like killing elites like or like the big skeleton, the Rav, Mortogs. He drops like a key to give you access to the crypt
Okay.
map. Something like the lab access,
Yeah,
lab
yeah,
access
yeah.
to the lab keycard.
Hmm.
Exactly that, and one key would be enough to bring an entire squad or one solo guy.
Okay.
Or
Well,
like
like,
a key could have like 5 uses, so you could go 5 times in that crypt or whatever.
yeah, I like the
Something like
idea
that.
of
And you,
uses because it is kind of like loot can feel a little light sometimes when you're looking for a specific
yeah,
thing in this game.
exactly. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
let's not forget it's random. So
Yeah. Like
something like that
if it's like
because
the crypt extraction key, like I've maybe had a small handful of those outside of crafted ones. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
they seem
because I
really
feel
rare.
like if they don't, then people will just go there and get high tier materials like completely free and no risk, high reward. I don't like that.
No, me
You
neither.
need to you need high risk, high reward system.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I need. That's why I was asking for a key system to access the map. So it's more punishing, but more rewarding when you success.
Mhm.
get success from it.
The mobs are fucking hard though. When you
Yeah,
get jumped
exactly.
on in crypts, like holy shit, man. The mobs
Yeah, you
fuck
get
you up.
reported while clearing mobs, you're dead, man.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely not there's gonna be less of like running through rooms and running straight at people. Which I think is good. Because you know, we don't want kind of I don't know, have you ever played Dark and Darker Kawa?
Yeah, when they first released before the lawsuit and stuff.
Okay, so
I
like
really liked it, but after that I kind of gave up because it was like so long before they re-released it.
yeah. Well, like you kind of remembered maybe a little bit of like spawn rushing in that game and shit. And you could
Oh
spawn
yeah,
like entire
I
time
was
like
doing that.
yeah, you could spawn entire rooms, just dodge away from all the mobs, close the door behind you, and you weren't really punished for it, right? Like I feel like in crypts in this game, you will be punished for that. You know what I mean? Because it's gonna be
Yeah,
difficult to run through all those mobs.
yeah, because the spiders run so fast already and they hurt so much. Even when you're on purples, when they hit you with that fucking when they throw the how they shoot like some kind of
The
greenish thing at
acid,
you.
yeah, that shit
Yeah,
hurts.
that shit hurts, man, because it's elemental
Yeah,
and it just goes through all your armor.
I do.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
I
man.
saw
So,
warriors getting killed by the big spider in like 2, 3 hits, and I was like,
Oh yeah,
"Yo!"
probably was one of them. Yeah,
I was like, "Bruh."
I definitely died
and
to
it's a new kind of
PvE more.
spider too.
Yeah.
That one was like more reddish,
Hmm.
and it had like some kind of gems on it.
It was bigger too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
bigger.
The normal spiders in the game slap already. They kind of do. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of stuff in the game slaps already. Not gonna lie.
That's the blue stuff. Like once when I was trying to kill that big spider in that cave,
Hmm.
Oh no.
and the loot wasn't even worth it. I went back naked, killed it, cheesed it, and then I looted the place, and it wasn't even worth it. I was like, no, I'm not coming back here. They need to work like a lot of places like that because some of the places you go in are not rewarding at all. Like feels like you
Oh yeah.
wasted times going.
They
Yep.
need to spread the love. Colin had mentioned that because I had said when he was in there, I'm like, listen, bro, like, love the game, but I'm really sick and tired of Morthog, 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 right? And like,
Yeah, exactly.
tell that
Like
Kawa guy to shut up and get naked. That's what Nemo just said. That's crazy.
Happy
Hey, if anybody doesn't know, it was Nemo's birthday today. Happy birthday, brother. I hope you're having a fucking awesome day, dude.
birthday, Nemo.
happy birthday.
Um, but seriously, they need to spread the love of the loot. And I told that to
Yeah.
Colin. I was like, brother, man. He's like, well, the whole castle was supposed to be the like main gameplay loop. And I'm like, I'm gonna be honest with you, brother. The loot is fucking mid. Like, you know what I mean? No
Yeah,
one goes
exactly.
there. It's so
Like I
tedious.
go
Like,
in that trip, clear the entire thing. The
yeah.
best thing I can get out of it is a splintered bones, man.
Yeah, and I told him, I'm like, the effort versus reward is not there, and that's why you have people going right for Morthog. But if those
Yeah.
chests had some fucking certified bis in them, we would be in there, right? Less than
Oh, yeah.
mid, exactly, Krizak. Like, it's literally like not worth the effort. And I told him too, I'm like, and then any gamer worth his salt is gonna think if I'm in the freaking cathedral and I get jumped by a team and I'm in a bunch of mobs, like I'm so fucked, right? Like, so I don't
Yeah.
even want to deal with that possibility. Like, I'll farm the like main courtyard on like the kind of southeast side of like the cathedral, but I'm not pushing in to the main like castle area. Like, nah, fuck that. It's not worth my time, right? But I was like, you guys just, it would be really nice if some of the POIs got a little less more love because I love fights anywhere but Morthog. Like, I'm just getting so sick of the same fights over and over again. Some of the
Yeah,
areas of the
it's
map are
just
so fun to
boring.
fight on. So I
Like
hope
then you'll
they.
just never catch people there, like
I
ever.
love the castle fight when they're doing the free for all.
Mhm.
I just think like the free for all was just a little bit too much chaotic, but I feel like
Yeah.
if they gave like some love loot in the actual castle rooms, man, that thing would be so fun to PvP at in Greenwood.
Dude,
First
I didn't
containment
get.
was crazy.
I didn't get to try the castle DM. I had
Oh,
drill.
it's
I was super mad.
you probably would have a great time as a hunter, sniping kills and stealing
Yeah.
them from high above. Yeah.
Well,
As a warrior, it felt really overwhelming. Let's just say. Sometimes
yeah.
it was working really good. A rampage gets you 4 kills at once, but sometimes you just turn a corner, boom, bomb. Turn a corner, boom, bomb.
Yeah.
You fight someone, double stun from double priest
Oh
that came out of
Jesus.
nowhere.
Yeah, they're like, we got to kill this guy. He's the raid
Yeah.
boss. You know, like.
And I was actually, I got like a little upset about that. I was teamed on. I was like, I saw a warrior, and I was like, all right, warrior, let's team up on that hunter and kill him. And that guy
Yeah.
actually got pretty upset and called me out on Discord and in general. Got pretty upset about it for like an hour. And
Oh shit.
I was like, bro, yeah, sure. Let me fight that warrior and then get really low HP, both of us, and let you kill both of us in one fucking fire seed bomb or
Exactly.
swift
Yeah.
sentinel strike. No, it's only smart thing to do to get rid of you, so we can fight afterward. Which is what I did. I killed that warrior right after I killed that hunter.
The free for all for me, I wasn't a big fan of the first time I played it. It's really tough as a hunter because of that, because people are gonna be like, oh, the hunter needs to die. I don't play Cyclone, so I'm not easily able to get up to high ground and just sit up there with a longbow or something. I play on the ground. I play Sentinel Strike with medium bow, and I did that on purpose because I was playing longbow with Sentinel Cyclone, and I said I want to get better at fighting melees. So let me take Cyclone off, and I'm just gonna play Sentinel Strike only. So yeah, it could be a little. The rogues will find you, and then they're just like running you the fuck down on Hunter, and it's just like fuck. If I don't have Cyclone in free for all, like I'm at a real disadvantage.
Yeah, it's either like
Tail's weakness is
you
poison. I was telling them
you
about
put a
that now.
trap down and along with a fire seed bomb, and you take damage to get away from a rogue. Like
Yeah,
you have to hurt yourself. It doesn't make any sense. They need something.
yeah, and vault kicking on a rogue is like almost never viable. It's
Yeah,
really tough to pull off. You're just gonna get staggered to the
they're so
floor.
tiny.
I mean,
Well,
I wonder how, like, if people's minds will change whenever they implement that the rogue change with the evade attack.
it's not even the evade attack and stuff that I think makes the vault kick. A vault kick against any melee is difficult, right? So let me not like just make it rogue centric. What I have noticed about rogues though is if you're jumping towards the rogue and you vault kick midair, you could pull it off a lot better. But the moment you're ground to ground with a rogue and you leave the air, you like jump to initiate the vault kick. In that first little couple of frames for vault kick, you're not unstoppable and you get dropped on your ass and then you're dead. Like the rogue is gonna fuck you up. He's gonna take at least
Yeah,
3/4 of your health, right? Because
it's
he
a high
combos you.
risk thing
Yeah,
because
but
that's my favorite thing. Is when a hunter jumps. That's my favorite
yeah.
moment.
Now I will jump over LOS and stuff, but I've been trying to get better at not like unless I'm bee hopping around a tree or something to get you. Like I'm trying my best to just like not jump as much because I've gotten slammed for it. Did you watch the last part of the dev talk with the outside of Morthog updated? Yeah, and Kawa had mentioned that earlier about that new house or whatever by the lakeside. I'm interested to see how that looks. And I was saying it looked kind of like they had maybe a secondary entrance to Morthog Pit. So I would
The
be
cave didn't look so different to me.
yeah.
They overdid really fast too.
Right, and I think that was on purpose. I think they were like, we're gonna just do a little, you know what I mean? Like, get us out of there.
Yeah.
Because I think Bronze was like, please, can we see Morthog Pit, right? And they went in, and then they went right out. Like they didn't.
Yeah,
I think they're still
I have a
cooking
feeling
something.
they didn't want to show us in case
Yeah.
we get angry that they didn't change the entrance and
Yeah.
us being camp again.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, at the end of the day, even if it is still kind of a shit show and it's the same system, like let the big patch come out. We all know it's a problem. And then when the patch and the season becomes stable, they can work on the quality of life stuff. And they did that shit with Morthog originally. Remember, Morthog used to spawn with all his guards up,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the fucking wall never came up, so you could get ganked. Like jumping into Morthog pit was like suicide. It was super difficult to like clear the mobs and go through his first initial phase. And then people would just gank you for free. And then they were like, all right, well, he won't spawn the mobs immediately. He'll spawn them over time during a phase, which is a huge change. And he had the wall comes up. So like there's going to be moments where we're going to have these like sore points that are going to get ironed out by the devs when it is like an appropriate time for them to institute those changes, because there is a priority list to what needs to happen, right? Crypts needs to go live, Wizard needs to go live, Night Greenwood needs to go live, the patch itself needs to be really smooth, and the servers need to be solid, and advertising push. Those are the main 5 things that they're really focused on, right? Everything else is a sub-tier component. So I'm so cool with if those 5 things go well, fuck yeah. Dude, I don't even care if I'm getting camped in Morthog. Like, I just want to play. You know, I just want to play, dude.
Because I get to do the same when
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like
I'm on the other side.
I've been the camper and the campee. So I mean, it's like it is what it is. I get bored camping, I'm not gonna lie though. I'll just sit there and I'm just like
Yeah,
I don't really want
same.
to do
I don't
this.
have patience most of the time. That's why I try to finish a fight like in under a minute, or I'm gonna die trying.
Mm-hmm.
What are the chances they secretly added fishing for this patch?
2%.
What are the chances? 2%?
Yeah.
2%.
that's my guess.
I'm hoping for higher. Hoping for higher.
I didn't see any change to the boss pit. I just remember moon shafts. Well, and that's what I'm saying, Nemo. I just feel like the moon shaft and like that whole back left side just looked a little bit different, but that could have been just because of the moon shaft. So I hope that they're thinking about something, because they've heard a lot of our feedback about Morthog Pit. So I feel like they know it's a problem, but like I said, it's a lower priority change.
It's like a week 1 problem too. It's on a very known issue.
I
Right.
wonder if Morthog is going to be different.
Yeah, the house Kawa was saying. And maybe an exit in there, it looked like to me. That would be cool.
Maybe. Yeah, it looked like higher. That one was like
Oh,
it looked like it had a basement underneath it. Because
Mm.
you needed a stairs to get to the door, and
Yeah.
then there was like a basement.
We'll see. We'll have to see. We'll have to get our hands on it. We got 11 days, boys and girls. 11 days. I'm super stoked.
less than 2 weeks.
They have talked about adding an exit before in a prior talk. Yeah, and we've definitely like put it in their ear enough. So it's one of those like
Yeah, multiple times.
the more we talk about it, it's not, I don't think they're gonna get like sick of hearing us talk about it, but they definitely know it's an issue, right? Like it's redundant at this point to keep to bring it up because they know. But that just means you're getting jumped in another small area, KW. Yeah, for hunters and stuff, that is kind of scary. So give me 1 second, guys. I'll be RB.
That just means you're getting jumped.
I guess we'll see on May 14.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can't wait, honestly. I think it's gonna be dope. And I know quite a bit of people are gonna be coming back for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Like if half of these people haven't come back from the 3K that left, man, and new players plus the advertisement and
Yep.
the Twitch drops, I think they're gonna have like streamers play the game too. Man,
Oh,
that
yeah.
shit can potentially bring like more than 5K, 6K easy, man.
I know, dude. I'm hoping I mean, I'm hoping for 10K. That's what I would love to see. I mean, that might
Yeah.
be a high goal, but like that'd be so dope.
10K would be the fucking dream, man.
I know, dude. And I just want to jump on Wizard already, dude. I just wanna see how he plays, what abilities he has. I want to see what they got cooked up for like his gear, like what abilities is he gonna get from his gear sets? Like how are they gonna impact his abilities and his class? What his abilities are, um, and what all traits that the wizard has. There's a lot that we don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe there's an element.
Until Tuesday, though, they're gonna do a full reveal on the wizard. We
I
get to
know.
ask question and stuff. I
Uh,
personally have one question.
I know Beards will be able to ask a question. He asks the most.
Yeah, he's the most favorite by the devs, I'm pretty sure.
I know he gets picked
Huh?
every time.
He's like
Sometimes
the
multiple.
favorite child in the family,
Yeah, the golden
Every
child.
mother has a favorite child.
Yep, and he is the favorite.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
Bronzebeard.
Oh,
He's always getting questioned on the dev talk.
yeah, I got
The
a question
golden
the
child.
other week. I was cool with that. I was like, hey, I get to ask something. Yippee!
I don't think Namo has even got to ask one question yet.
Oh, really? Dude, what the
Yeah.
fuck? Huh? Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, I'm hoping this game gets a lot more like coverage and just gets out there to a lot of new players.
They haven't
Yeah,
advertised it like at all, so.
I
they
know.
got Shroud to play Soul Mask for like a day or three. You know Soul Mask? It's a really good game.
I've seen
And
him play like a million different games right now. I feel like that's his
yeah, and
whole career.
that game got really successful, man. Even if he didn't play it for long, but the fact that his viewership saw it, it boosted the player count by a lot,
Mm.
including me. That's how I discovered the game.
Console questions every dev talk always cracks me up every week. Yeah, some
Oh man.
people they have like I know Bronze is he's got some people on TikTok that watch him play the game and they would like it on console. I'm not gonna lie to you, I think console's about to get phased completely out sooner than later. Like your handheld consoles like Switches are gonna be still viable, but I think PC gaming is gonna be the final frontier. I don't think my
I don't know
questions are
though.
I
I
know
don't know.
Microsoft is slowly
Honestly,
moving toward that.
the
there's
consoles are
so
moving
many.
towards mobile PC.
Yeah, that's why they have Game
Are
Pass now compatible on the PCs and such.
The
they? Yeah.
new Xbox is going to come with
No.
Steam and have a Windows OS and have Game Pass and be a little mini PC with a controller.
I just know a lot of kids growing up. They get consoles. They play nothing but console.
Bro, we're
That's like
old though.
that's at least a third of like
Yeah, I know what you mean.
people who game. You know.
Yeah, well, we grew up in the 2000s, the early 2000s, and the late 90s, right? We're old. These new kids, they play Fortnite on the PC.
They play it
know?
on the
Sad.
console.
That's true too. That's true too. I don't think my questions are good formats for Meet the Devs. I can explain my thought process to players though, and it's understood usually. Yeah, fair enough. I feel like to the right dev, you can ask the good questions. But I think a big thing that we need to do as a community is like if there is a dev that they have a specific thing, we should ask them themed questions and not just be like, yo, what about balance for warrior when you're talking to like a lighting designer? He's like, I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? Like he's like, dude.
Like we kind of know we're talking to like this, subject area expert, right? And it's like just if they're that expert in that area, that's their job. Ask them questions kind of along that line. I mean, I know there's probably questions like outside of things, right? But
You can talk to
kind of
Trickery. He usually has great responses. I would love to see Trickery on a Meet the Devs.
Trickery, he streams too,
I
and
know he
he answers a
streams.
lot of questions on his streams.
Yeah,
Trickery is a cool dev. I like him.
yeah. All right, well, we've done an hour
Yeah.
43, man. I think
Yeah,
Funny
that's pretty
man
good.
of the five, look into his eyes.
what the yo, that's crazy.
You're rolling on to tonight.
That's crazy.
This is something Dale does do.
Trick's great. One question would last 1 hour though. Yeah. That's awesome. It's funny. Well, yeah, boys. Thank you again, Kawa,
It's
for
good.
coming through, brother man. Always appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, dude. You got a really cool mindset for the game. Still goated, don't get me wrong, but also super dope to talk to, and always a pleasure, bro. So thank you
Yeah,
for coming through.
same,
Appreciate you,
same for you
Kawa.
guys, and I'll see you guys in the game probably.
I will be playing a
If
little
you
bit
guys are
tonight
playing.
for sure because I want to grind some Legos. So I'm gonna end stream
make-
briefly, restart it so that I can start clipping the VOD and send it to Merm. But I will be streaming at the same time. Ooh, actually, I might just do that late. I'll just probably keep stream going. It'll be too
Yeah.
much of a hassle to do it that way.
Sounds good. I'll see you probably as an enemy then in game. But very, very, very gentle enemy.
Very gentle. That's crazy. Says the dude running around naked, clapping my cheeks with a dead ball.
Clap on your cheeks. Yo, it's so funny.
Soft kiss of my dead ball on your forehead.
Maybe I pull out the longbow tonight, you know? Cyclones, like a Disperma
the
kind of.
Mid-jumbo is my worst enemy right now.
No, that's what I've been running. I just run medium bow because it's just fun.
Chicken, mid-jumbo is my
Oh.
worst enemy.
Holy shit. Thanks, Dave, for making that fucking class, you know,
It's
something
so
to look
good.
at. It's so gross sometimes. Like,
You guys need to try it.
one trick though, I don't know if you've noticed this. When the chicken comes out, I know it sucks to yoink a spear at something, but because chicken is so gross and disgusting, you can kill the chicken instantly
Oh,
with
yeah.
any instance of damage if their like hand is going out like this. So if anyone's struggling against fucking chicken, bro, just shoot, like PD it, shoot it with an arrow, fucking throw anything piece of damage at the fucking chicken before it fully materializes, and you're golden, and you can destroy it.
Yeah,
'Cause
otherwise, you're fucked, man.
Yeah.
It soaks every damage. Man.
it's so
ridiculous.
it slows you like fucking crazy if it hits you. Like it's
Yeah.
disgusting. Like
It's the worst.
it's very difficult to play against. So definitely agree. Well, Merman,
All
got
right, I'll
anything
leave
else?
you
Really?
on that. Thank you for inviting me again, and you guys have a good night and a good
Fuck yeah.
stream.
Maybe next time we get strength in here, we'll bring you along too, so it could be the
Oh yeah.
the two best friends
I'm always down.
podcast and the boys. You know what I
Anything
mean?
for the community, you know.
Yes, sir.
Always here.
Yes, sir.
Don't be shy to ask anything, by the way.
Oh yeah. Well, I appreciate you, brother man. What is
Yeah,
fucking
same.
gods?
That is
All right,
a
see you
wrap for
guys.
episode 6. See you, Kawa.